bones on and get it going Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, oh no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to town. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Everybody wanna kill the king, like shit, wanna take the crown. I can see through it like a stomach with a other sign. When I hit the gas, I be going like 100 miles. They be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose like a bloodhound. I'ma throw them off like I'm standing on a picture mound. All they do is look at Instagram while they sit around. Hate me in real life, but you liking pictures now. Oh, everybody acting different now. Finally trying to see what I be on. Got a different style, they be at the brand new when they know I've been around. Got a fake smile on your face cause you been inclined. I can say a lot, but I'm not. Gotta keep it down, making sure nobody drown. I'm my brother, keep it now. Mike Jack hit me up and said I gotta beat it down. Turn me up when I'm on your speaker now. Cool, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, wanna come to town. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out. Yeah, you in the league, but you ain't hooping around and tear you out. Before you judge me, you need to go and wipe the mirror off. Try to turn me down, only thing you do is veer off. Showing fake love, I can tell it once I say it all. I just stay cool, acting like it wasn't weird at all. Most of the people that you meet are not who they appear at all. If you want on top, then you wouldn't hear it cheer at all. But I ain't got no top, I don't need a chandelier at all. I ain't got no talk cause I be really out my mind. When the hate don't work, I guarantee they get the line. They all talk dog, it's a room full of brines. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'll make it.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Buccaneers and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs.
Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the work, all the preparation over the past week, it all leads up to these next 4 quarters.
It's suspenseful now, Brandon, but once that ball is kicked, that thought will go out the window. From then on, it's just time to execute and fight for a win.
Fortnight of Super Bowl week is over, and away we go in Super Bowl 58. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. His throw incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Garoppolo looks to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tap.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. And the defense coming through on third down. A loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4 quarterback.
And as we know and as we've discussed here in the run-up to this game, this is history in the making. The first rookie quarterback to ever start in a Super Bowl. An absolutely tremendous accomplishment, something no one else has done. But he doesn't want to just go down as the first to make a Super Bowl. He's told us all week he's here to win it.
They'll start by running the option to the right. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
2nd and 9.
Now a handoff up the middle.
Felton, and he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
That's caught. He finds Danny Gray.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
This Super Bowl, of course, is a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed, and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who have been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put it all out there and give your team the best chance to win.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on third down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to, and they stopped them for no gain.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
They begin with a run by Fournette. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around. And we know they'll be here before you know it.
Now carry there for Fournette as he's able to work his way for a gain of about 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Garoppolo now. Get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
There's Garoppolo to throw.
And that'll be caught by Darden.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Fournette, a first down carry.
He'll get this up to about the 44.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback back angle. You know you're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Garoppolo's throw on target to Godwin here. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He'll get this one complete to Darden. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So they decline it as that will bring up 4.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Cook with a run on 1st down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle they go. Felton. And he'll be brought down here at the 28.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right? Where these teams are locked in and going at it. No points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This will be fielded at the 17. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. They'll start out here with the option left. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, the risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
His 2nd catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Finding Gray going across the field. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. They'll roll him out right. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
Called
Carlton Davis picks it. And the Bucs are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Here we go.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
And we are back. Biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and both teams ready for the start of the second quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And some room to work. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. And they get 17 more on that one and another first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Fournette. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 46 yards rushing for him now to this point. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They overloaded that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And they decided to go with the safety blitz there. And look, if that gets picked up, the quarterback really has the advantage then because he'll have more time to throw the football and some wide open space. But when it doesn't, that's a guy who gets a free run into the backfield, and oftentimes the QB ends up on his backside as he did there.
This to Jarwin. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 30.
And the next-gen stat's going to show just how much time he had to make a decision, and it's not much. 3 seconds, the final clocking.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo.
They'll swing this out to Fournette. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
3 catches for him now in the first half of this Super Bowl. It's a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And there's a quick little completion. Got the job done for him.
And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Outright completes it to Jarwin.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
The Bucs on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick here is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead.
So So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach turned his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice pickup, 10 yards and a first down on the keeper.
I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They go play action here on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. Felton. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Allen. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 33. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. On first down, Felton. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 12-yard line. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. And plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Touchdown. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl and a long one at that.
And the Browns have moved out in front. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise, too.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out and out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
Yeah, maybe wear down the other defense. We'll see. Looking left sideline, incomplete. We have reached the 2-minute warning. In fact, just under 2 minutes to play in the opening half of this year's Super Bowl.
Here we go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Inside handoff down to Fournette. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away.
They'll look to set up his blockers. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Cleveland offense making their way out. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. They'll look to throw here on first down.
Over the middle, and he's got Gray.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Let's go now.
3 yards remain for second down.
Cook up the gut. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Browns, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both teams making their final adjustments of the season during this long halftime break. Who will claim the Lombardi Trophy? To find out, we go back to Brandon and Charles in Vegas for the second half of Super Bowl 58.
Take it in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the 3rd. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long is...
And it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
And maybe some indecision there on what looked to be an RPO. He wound up keeping it, but that defense right on him to strip it away.
And typically when we see that type of indecision on an RPO, that means it's well defended. He had nowhere to go with it, and that allowed the defense to get to him and knock it free and make it a turnover.
Here we go.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. Down to about the 22 here. 57 yards on the ground for him so far. 2nd and 3, and they trail 7-3, but getting close to changing that. And this defense hoping to limit them to a field goal to preserve the lead. Meanwhile, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Up the gun, Fournette. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 1 now from the 7. They'll run it again with Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they turn that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
A try here for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Charles, you've got to think the #1 goal here is ball security. Remember, last drive they coughed it up. Then they allowed the touchdown, and now they're trailing on the scoreboard.
Boy, the way you described it makes me think that that one actually hurt them 3 times. The fumble cost them potential points. Then they watched their opponent get a touchdown off of the fumble. And third, they lost the lead as a result. Really tough sequence right there. I don't think coaches have to remind them to hold on to the football. They've just got to find a way to get it done.
They'll try the middle with Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On that punt, we've got a man shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun give to Fournette.
And he'll get about 3 here up to the 44-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Garoppolo. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Another opportunity now for the Browns offense.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game.
multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
But we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Fournette running out of the gun. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Garoppolo. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Drake Jackson in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. On play action, they'll throw. That ball caught. Brandon Ayuk. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones. His 2nd touchdown in the Super Bowl. And the Browns have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said, this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
From the 27, Garoppolo. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 20. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back. Take over 1st and 10. The Browns set to take over. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. And he rifles one incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer.
We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. This is taken at the 23.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
Fournette once more on 2nd down.
And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Pulled in at the 24. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Browns drive about to get started.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one goes for 24 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we're back in the Super Bowl. Time to decide who gets to hoist that Lombardi trophy as we begin the 4th and final quarter of action.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. On 2nd down, Cook. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Andre Sisco.
20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. What a moment for him. A pick 6 six in the Super Bowl. You think about some of the big pick sixes over the history of this huge game. I remember, because I was watching with a lot of Colts fans, Tracy Porter picking Peyton Manning to get the Saints' first title.
Yeah, that one pretty much sealed the deal for New Orleans as well. But I got to go back a ways because, unfortunately, I'm considerably older. Herb Adderley, the Green Bay Packers, got it all started. The first pick six, Super Bowl II against the Oakland Raiders, and some of the better ones that were out there. You might remember Dwight Smith of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 2 in one game when they won their Super Bowl championship against Rich Gannon in Oakland. You mentioned Tracy Porter already. How about James Harrison to the Steelers? You remember that one? 100 yards right before the half ended? That was a big-time play. But for me, the absolute classic, Willie Brown in slow motion against the Vikings for the Raiders. The grand old man, Willie Brown, 75 yards.
You recall them all. What a play here. Another pick six in the Super Bowl. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Back to throw here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got it for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly, the best pass rusher is
nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down. To throw is Garoppolo. Oh, no, he lost the football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. And they'll begin by running the option. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a give, right side. Felton. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Allen. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Let's go now.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Back to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 20-yard line. up the middle. It's Cook. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Well, the Browns are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner. We watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal. That's out to the left, flat and complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They get only a yard there. Now it's third and goal.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. And a gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a fourth and goal.
Nice completion, nice gain.
Great tackle.
Really good tackle. Kept him in bounds, kept things going. What do you do here?
That's the question. Let's see what they do. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So out come the Bucs now. And this Super Bowl has been as good as advertised. Probably one of the best that we've seen in recent memory. All even here in this fourth quarter. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, we all know possessions are crucial in a tie game. And let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
And they're able to get this one across the 30. On the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On first down, Garoppolo. That's out to his running back, Fournette. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
Here's a give to Fournette. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Second down, back to Fournette. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. They'd love to get a little closer if they need to kick the field goal on fourth down. From this spot, it's 46 yards. On third down, Fournette. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it first and 10 at their 38. A pass there over the middle to start things out. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. They'll look to throw. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now on fourth down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. To throw is Garoppolo. And this is going to be intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back in Tennessee. Coach Major used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
Brought down at the 20.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. Felton, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Third down, here's a run by Cook.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now another timeout called for by the offense. And with that, they're down to one remaining here in the second half. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. Felton. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to almost certainly win the football game.
York able to send this one through.
And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. That might just have been the most pressure-filled kick in Super Bowl history, but he stepped up, knocked it through just like it was a Tuesday practice in July.
And if it's not the most pressure-filled, it's certainly right among them. A title on the line, and he comes through. Nails.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Now this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard in the last timeout on the very first play of the drive. They threw that in.
And that's caught inside the 35. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And now the Tampa Bay field goal unit comes out here. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
So the Bucs going to have a chance to go down and win it. They'll get the ball first here in overtime. And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people called for this change before, and they finally got it. After the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and KC, they score first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football. People hated that. Now if the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 109 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he'll take this down to the 33.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. They are into field goal range, but definitely thinking touchdown as they come up first and 10. Garoppolo's throw taken in by Jarwin. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. To throw again on second down. Garoppolo. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. And they need 5 yards on third down here to keep this opening drive of OT alive. Garoppolo looks to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. That's one of those pivotal plays that'll just stick out in everybody's mind from this game. If he picks that off, what a momentum swing down here in the end zone.
And he did his job. He knocked the ball away. But it does feel like a letdown for him and his teammates, doesn't it? A chance to intercept it, turn it back over to his offense, with a chance to win the game.
They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Nervous time now, moving the chains, an absolute must. Here's third down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They sort of got a new lease on life there. If he picks that off, this ball game's over.
I can hear it. I can hear it. I can hear it. My defensive backs coach in Tennessee, a lost opportunity is never regained. It used to drive me crazy when I dropped those potential interceptions, as that one was there.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he's going to have a Browns first down as good running gets him to about the 44.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
A field goal on this drive would extend the game. A touchdown, of course, would win it. It's 1st and 10. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Looking to throw. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop?
They'll run on first down. Felton, and very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll switch it up here, look to throw. And he whips that one incomplete there. Looking for Danny Gray that time, and it's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
As we both know, there's a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. Part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
Let's go.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. 2nd and 6. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Devin White defeating the offensive line and getting to the quarterback.
But tell the statistician to add another one to their impressive total today. Great week for the defensive front. A tough one for that offensive line. Quarterback getting right back behind that line, hoping for more time to attempt a likely 3rd down pass.
And he's got his big tight end here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. So we'll take a break with them and be right back. Cade York on now for the field goal. This to keep the game alive. York able to send this one through. And we are tied once again here in the overtime session. Both teams swapping field goals on their respective first drives of overtime. So now, you know the drill. It's on to old school sudden death.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, doesn't it? Can I be a little bit of Dennis Downer here, though? That drive, able to go that far, yet they had to kick the field goal to keep playing. You would have thought maybe could they punch it in and we can end it?
We get more free football.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm back upbeat again. Forget the downer stuff.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. I cannot imagine how these players and coaches feel, Charles, because my palms sweating up here in the booth now as we go to the 3rd drive of overtime. And as we know from here on out, any points win this football game.
I'll throw you a towel as well, partner. I've got one for myself, but let's face it, our nerves, our pressure, nothing compared to what's going on that field. One of the field goal kickers active here early. Can one of them become the hero and end this thing?
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He completes it to Evans. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer.
One or two more big plays could get him in position for a game-winning field goal. Here's 1st and 10 now. There's Garoppolo to throw. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Garoppolo. And this is caught by Evans. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So we've had a made field goal on one side, a made field goal on the other, and now the costly interception, Charles, as this overtime session continues.
Can you believe it? Both teams were matching each other point for point, kick for kick. Now one big mistake here in overtime, and that could end it, because if he gets a chance to kick a field goal here and win it, the smiles on that sideline will be huge.
And he's already made that one here in overtime, so the confidence probably sky high.
Again, this is Cook, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Now, do you try for more yardage or get to the spot that your kicker wants? Here's 2nd down. Now an option play on 2nd down. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2nd and 8 coming up.
Now here's the option play going left. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Thought we might see the field goal unit on 3rd down, but the offense still out there.
And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. And we're going to get whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the extra session.
Well, the entire game coming down to this kick from Cade York.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. So as they head to the sidelines, we'll head to this break on EA Sports. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their 2nd-year kicker. This undoubtedly the biggest kick of his life. And his kick is good. The field goal is through the uprights, and they've won the Super Bowl. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That penalty is declined.
And how about this? The dog pound gets the crowd. The Cleveland Browns are the Super Bowl champs. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.